G-L-O-C
Oh,
Glo-Co Radio.
Hi, I'm Gordon.
Namaste, I'm Gigi.
Xin chào, I'm Carmen.
Hola, I'm Faye.
Salud, I'm Maggie.
Konnichiwa, I'm Ryan. So we have two new members joining our team. Would you guys like to introduce yourselves?
Of course. Good day, I'm Esther. I'm a Year 2 English major student.
안녕하세요. I'm Dawn from BJC Year 2. Nice to meet you guys.
Esther, I miss Chinese New Year.
I miss the holidays.
I miss the excitement and the things to do around the New Year.
I celebrate Chinese New Year in Hong Kong every year. There's nothing special for me. I'd rather celebrate the New Year in other countries. Sadly, the flight tickets are so expensive during that period.
Well, I can make your wish come true.
Can you?
Yeah. In this episode, we are going to interview HSMC students and staff of different nationalities to see how they celebrate the New Year in their country. All you need to do is to close your eyes, listen to our guests sharing, and imagine.
Good idea, Faye. To start, we have a special guest today sharing with us about Indian New Year. Hello, Raymond. Before the interview starts, would you like to first introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Hi, my name is Raymond. I'm a Year 1 student studying BA in English. My nationality is quite interesting. I'm a British citizen who was born in Hong Kong, but both of my parents are both Indian.
So, have you ever celebrated Diwali in India? How was it compared to Chinese New Year?
Well, I've never really had the opportunity to celebrate Diwali in India. However, my mom, who was born in India, told me a lot about the celebration there. But before I begin, I would like to clarify something. Diwali is not a New Year festival. It's a festival of light. And a majority of Hindu people celebrate it in the honor of Lakshmi, the god of wealth. But in my religion, Sikhism, we celebrate Guru Har Gobind, who freed himself and some Hindu Rajas from the prison of Mughal emperor, and they arrived at the Golden Temple in Amritsar. On that day, everyone wears new clothes and exchange gifts with their friends and family, just like Chinese New Year. And at night, people light lamps and candles and play with fireworks.
Oh, we know that there are regional New Year celebration in India. Can you tell us more about it?
Yeah, sure. There are lots of states in India, and the culture they share are very different. Therefore, they celebrate New Year at a different time and different way. To be honest, it is not important as the celebration of Diwali. And the majority of the people just go to the temple and pay their respects to the god and wish for a fruitful year.
Do you think celebrating the Chinese New Year has helped you assimilate into the local culture of Hong Kong?
Of course, Chinese New Year is the most important festival in Hong Kong, and you learn the value of the local people and understand how important family is to the Hong Kong people, as Chinese New Year is all about spending quality time with your family.
Thank you for your time, Raymond. So, see you in campus.
Hi, Madeline. Nice to see you. Could you introduce yourself first?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Madeline. I'm working in the English Language Center this year as the project assistant for the Locality and Cultural Literacy Project. I'm originally from the U.S. and moved to Hong Kong last August.
Oh, I think the celebration of New Year in U.S. should be different from Hong Kong. How do you usually celebrate the New Year's Eve in your home country? Would you have any special activity with your family and friends on that day?
Well, in America, everyone celebrates the Western New Year, which takes place on December 31st through January 1st. When I was young, my family and I would sit around our living room and watch the giant ball drop from Times Square in New York City. It was an exciting time for my sister and I because when we were young, we were never allowed to stay up past 10 p.m., so it was always a fun occasion.
It sounds great. Did you celebrate the New Year in other countries? If yes, what was your most unforgettable experience? What was the biggest difference between them?
I celebrated one Western New Year in London, which was really similar to how we celebrate in the States, with lots of people going out to restaurants and bars on New Year's Eve nights with family and friends. This year, however, I celebrated the Lunar New Year in Korea, which was very different from any experience I've ever had. Entire families come together in celebration and give pocket money to the kids. There was a series of rituals that involved the children and grandchildren bowing to the grandparents in the family as well. It was a very special and unique experience.
Oh, I see. In Chinese New Year, we also have pocket money. Then, did you change your mind about how you understand the New Year after celebrating it in different places?
I think the experiences I've had celebrating both Western and Chinese New Year abroad have given me a chance to think about my own traditions in a different way. I like the way other cultures experience the New Year and may incorporate new traditions with my own family one day.
Okay, last question. Do you have any new insight into intercultural communication from these experiences?
When experiencing a new culture and their traditions for the first time, it always goes a long way to learn a few phrases in the language to show respect. This intercultural communication is arguably the most meaningful when experiencing a new culture for the first time.
Thank you, Madeline.
What about Chinese New Year in Southeast Asia? Hi, Amy. Hi, Gordon. How's your day? Amy, why don't you introduce yourself to our audience first? We already know Gordon very well, or too well.
Hello, my name is Amy. I'm a lecturer from the English department. I was actually born in Hong Kong, but interestingly, my parents are Indonesian-born Chinese. My dad came from a remote area which name I don't quite remember, but my mom actually came from a big city in Mid-Java. Perhaps because of their influences, I'm very keen on Southeast Asian culture. Indeed, I was kind of like being brought up in such culture as well. For example, my parents always taught to me Mandarin with a strong Southeast Asian accent, called mixed with some Indonesian terms. And I also wear Indonesian sarong at home. Well, of course, I always enjoy Indonesian delicacies, such as curry chicken, nasi goreng, which is actually the fried rice, lontong, the steamed compressed rice, and gado-gado, which is actually the Indonesian salad, etc., etc.
So, Gordon is Malaysian-born Chinese and Amy is Indonesian-born Chinese. Can you guys briefly tell us how people celebrate Chinese New Year in Southeast Asia?
Well, Malaysian-born Chinese basically celebrate the Chinese New Year just like our Hong Kongers or other Chinese do. For example, we will have reunion dinner and the elder family members will give out the red packets. One thing different from Hong Kong is that the Chinese in Malaysia will set off firecrackers. Though I'm not sure whether it's legal or not, the Chinese still maintain this tradition. Of course, for pure Malaysian, it's a different story. They don't celebrate Chinese New Year, so during the first few days of the Chinese New Year, only the stores which are run by Malaysians will be operating.
So, according to my parents, local Indonesians do not celebrate Chinese New Year in general. Only the Chinese in Indonesia celebrate the New Year. And the ways of their celebration are quite similar to those in Hong Kong. I think this is also as festive as in Hong Kong as well. They give out red packets and they also have family gathering on the 30th and the 1st. They also visit relatives.
Is the atmosphere of the celebration of Chinese New Year in Malaysia and Indonesia different from Hong Kong?
Actually, this is not the national holiday in Indonesia. But since, the Chinese comprise a large proportion of the population in the country, it is regarded as some important festive occasion as well. They go to the temple to ask for blessings. My dad said that he helped in the drum performance in his community. They also have dragon dance, but it seems that they don't have any fireworks in the whole country. Well, perhaps occasionally, people do play with firecrackers in remote areas. But my dad said that, red banners are not very common, perhaps due to its no availability in the country.
For Malaysia, once again, no big difference from Hong Kong. There are no theme parks like Disneyland and Ocean Park near where I live, so in contrast to Hong Kong, my neighborhood is a bit quiet. But just like Hong Kong, shopping malls are always crowded during the public holidays.
How long is your Chinese New Year holiday? Do you get a week like we do in Hong Kong? Or even a month and a half like in mainland China?
While the Lunar New Year is not a national holiday in Indonesia, Most of the Chinese have their own businesses in places where my parents were born, and their children also attend private schools set up by Chinese founders. So most of the Chinese do not open their shops or schools during the holiday. It means, okay, they are off work, celebrating the New Year. I mean, Indonesian-born Chinese are usually quite rich, and they can decide, temporarily to stop working or attending school, while other Indonesians are on their normal routines during these few days. And my parents told me that Chinese businessmen love to build up good relationship with local Indonesian police officers. So these policemen do drop by their houses to say Happy New Year, and the Chinese will also give them wrap packets, to make them happy.
The Chinese New Year holiday in Malaysia doesn't last for half a month like it does in mainland China. Usually we only have more or less 1 week. Similar to what Amy said, the richer Chinese there could temporarily stop working. However, all students there only have 1 week to play like Hong Kong, unless their parents want them to have more holiday. From my observation, the Chinese there usually take a rest until the 5th of the Lunar New Year. Some may be even shorter, only resting until the 3rd. This is mainly those who run or work in a restaurant. I wish we had a longer holiday.
So what about the food that you eat during Chinese New Year? Do you guys eat turnip cake, guazi in the deluxe candy box, or is there anything else special that you eat during that period?
Yes, we do. Turnip cake, iguazi, or whatever the Chinese eat, we eat as well. But in addition, have you ever heard the yusan? Or you may have heard of the more common name lo-hei or lo-sang. This dish usually contains lettuce, celery, carrot, and ginger. Different families may have different ingredients, locality. The method to eat it is to scoop it up and eat it. While scooping it, people will say lo-hei, lo-hei. This is a pun of two Chinese phrases, 月撈月旺 and 風生水起, which signifies bringing in a change of good luck. It is quite a special food, I think.
I think more or less the same as the food we have in Hong Kong. They do have guazi and rice cake because there are a lot of Chinese businessmen in Indonesia who do the trade of Chinese goods. But I guess turnip cake and taro cake are not very common. And in addition to Chinese food, they also eat Indonesian desserts such as coconut layered pudding, pandan golden cake, and tapioca talam, which is actually a steamed dessert made of coconut milk and tapioca. And at dinner, they usually have some curry apart from Chinese dishes as well. Influenced by my parents, I also have fusion dishes, Chinese mixed with Indonesian, when I celebrate Chinese New Year in Hong Kong.
All in all, different places or cultures have their own ways in celebrating the New Year. Even in Hong Kong, there are many walled villages which are still following their unique traditions to celebrate the Chinese New Year. For instance, one of the walled villages, Fanglin Wai, keeps the tradition of plucking chicken feathers which symbolize luck.
We should preserve and never forget these traditions since they are all prestigious heritage in our culture. With the proliferation of digital media and social media, we can try out new ways in conveying messages about our traditions and valuable cultures to youngsters. In the coming episodes with our new members, we surely will bring out wider and more diverse topics for you. Wish you all the best of the Year of Monkey. Stay tuned.